All right, guys, I look at any business on the planet, either it is property or you are into any other business, there's two aspects to it. There's the soft skills and there's the hard skills. There's the personal development and there's the professional development. Let me take you through the cycle of property investment, okay? So let's say either you are into rent to rent, you're into HMOs, you're into developments, you're into planning uplifts, you are into hotels, you're into just pure straight vanilla investments, buy to let, you buy blocks. It doesn't really matter what you do in property. And I can share about every single strategy that's there in the property space. I have been literally a landlord for 21 years, okay? I've been an investor, I've been a developer, I'm also a finance broker. So I've seen more ground than most people really do, just purely because I'm a finance broker as well, okay? Also, like I said, we invest and develop ourselves. But here's the cycle of property, right? You go and view a property. So first you need to know what kind of deal you're looking for, as in the sense being able to see through the deal where the profits are. Either, like I said, it's vanilla investment, buy to let, or you're looking for a more complicated strategy, HMOs, conversions, developments, planning uplifts, hotels, any of that, blocks of flats, any of that. First set is you need to be able to see through to see if it's a deal, if there is a deal or not. Okay, that's a hard skill. That means that's a professional skill. Your bank account is a direct reflection of your skills level and your focus level. Okay, it literally is absolutely nothing else. So it's your personal and professional skills. So being able to see through a deal is your professional skills. Being able to negotiate is your personal development skills. That's your negotiation skills, your leadership skills. Then being able to find an investor, that's again interpersonal skills or communication skills or leadership skills, whatever you want to call it. And then being able to make a deal profitable, that's again professional skills, okay? Then being able to lead a team in the middle of that, being able to lead a builder, being able to lead a project manager, other tradesmen in the industry, being able to lead a stakeholder management team is what I call leadership skills. These are soft skills. Then you look at making a deal profitable. Again, it's a combination of hard and soft skills, right? And then, you know, being able to return investors' money back and rinse and repeat this process is again a leadership skills, okay? And like I said, I can't insist enough that your bank account as well as your wealth is a direct reflection of your personal and professional development, okay? I will cover as much ground as I potentially can today. I believe, and this is something I've observed, there are lots of stats out there that you can read. If you give a person one job to do, it takes them about a week to learn about 60 to 70% of it. It takes them another maybe a year to learn about 90%. And any more than 90% starts to take a lot slower and starts to take a lot longer to learn the depth of anything. So when it comes to property development or property investment per se, you can learn 70% of the skills pretty quickly. It will take you a year to get to about 90%, and then to get from 90 to maybe like a 95 or 98 or 99%, it'll probably take you 10 years. But the more depth you get into, the more money you will make. At 70% learning, you're only going to make a wage. At about 90%, you'll probably make a six-figure, double six-figure income. It's when you get to 90% plus, that's when you start to build wealth, okay? That's when you can look at a deal, you can go negotiate, raise money pretty quickly, flip the deal, not even develop it, and walk away with £250,000, £500,000 in profits. But you do need to get to 90% plus in terms of your knowledge and experience. And that's not something you can do in a day, not in a few weeks. It can take you sometimes 2 years plus. That's learning the depth of property development and property investment. That's planning uplifts, developments, being able to flip a deal pretty quickly, maybe buy something that's below market value, and you have another investor lined up to buy it. You don't even hold the property, you hold it for like an hour or so, you flip it, you make 20, 30, 40 grand. Sometimes just an overage, you can make about 25, 30 grand from a single deal. We do this every year. Like every year, there are deals happening that bring overage. We flip the deals pretty quickly. We'll buy something, we'll do a very quick refurb, sell it or hold it. All of this stuff that happens all the time behind the scene at PEN. Okay? Now, I want to make this session interactive, so I want to see where do you want me to focus? Do you want me to focus on personal development, more on the professional development? I'm more than happy to cover whatever ground you'd like me to cover. So please do ask your questions in the chat box. I'm just going to welcome everyone. Joshua, welcome to see you here, and thank you. Welcome on joining us as well. Suran, again, welcome for joining us as well. Anara, good to see you again. Damir, good to see you, buddy. Farooq sir, good to see you. Please write your questions, your challenges in the chat box. I will literally answer as much depth as I can. Farooq, Moro, Michael, Najma, Natasha, good to see you. Simon, good to see you. Z, good to see you guys. Please write your challenges in the chat box. I tend to be more inclined towards what I call personal belief. Okay, I just see a lot of people with loads of knowledge, like they know already so much, they just don't have enough personal belief. That's just my experience, that's just my observation and experience. Okay, I will cover some of that, but I just want to see soft skills and Arab. Perfect, yeah, I can see that. Please guys, interact with me. I want to see what your challenges are. It would be good to know about the agreements for sourcing deals and securing the fees. Super easy. It's NB. I don't know who that is. Please send me a WhatsApp message. I will send you agreements. They are in our inbox for absolutely free. It's the negotiation skills that actually matter. Okay, so being able to, not just source a deal for someone else or to package it, it's the overage that you want to play with. So it's really personal skills or soft skills. How to build the knowledge and confidence in property. Again, knowledge. Please join becoming a certified property consultant for as little as £1 a day. I don't know who's written that.
That was Z, Jack.
Z, join for £1 a day, buddy. Okay, it's a 7 days free trial. This session is a part of free trial. That's why we didn't ask anyone to sign up or anything. It's a part of free trial. If you send me a WhatsApp message, I'll send you the link. If you don't have it, you can sign with a 7 days free trial, and then you can join after that. You will gain all the knowledge for as little as £1 a day. However, you bring confidence. That's soft skills. I promise you, I will cover as much as I personally know. Okay. It seems like confidence is a major one. Can you see that? I kind of had an instinctive feeling of that. Negotiation skills, again, soft skills. I will cover that. How can you buy undervalued properties when the market is flooded with developers? Simon, I promise I'll show you. It's super easy, okay? It's when you go to the market and you start looking like everyone else, you're going to struggle. But when you know how to find like deals directly with the landlord, you will have very little competition, okay? Negotiation skills, Natasha, I can see that. So it's confidence, negotiation skills. Planning uplift deals and also rent to HMO and contact landlords. Yeah, easy stuff, Moro, Anara. Development sites in Surrey, easy stuff. More deals and leads, again, easy stuff. Getting finance, again, Bernie, I'll cover that. In fact, let me just go through the questions and answers so you can sort of get a gist of it, okay? Bernie, so there's 3-4 things that we do, okay? One is we are connected with family offices where we can bring equity for you. Also, PEN is a very large network. In the last 2 months, I've spoken with 20 plus people sitting on money with different timelines and then coming in the next 12 months. So please do reach out to me. I'd be able to share with you on how we can help you raise funding for your next deal and what sort of criteria and what kind of things you need to be looking for. Also, Bernie, the way we attract investors, so you can do that too, is by literally creating your own community. Okay. So when you look at PEN, it's a strong community. It's on Facebook, it's on LinkedIn, it's on Telegram, it's on WhatsApp, it's by email database. It's really creating your own community and nurturing that community. Okay. One thing I learned a long time ago is every person that gets in touch with you at some point in your journey, you can actually close some sort of deal through your lifetime as long as you know how to nurture those relationships. Don't burn your bridges, have patience, and nurture those relationships. Okay? But it's all about creating community. And when it comes to funding, please do reach out to me as well. Send me a WhatsApp message. I'd be more than happy to share with you how we are working on equity, bringing money through family offices, bringing private investors money, and then obviously we do debt as well because I'm a finance broker. I hope that answers your question to some extent, Bernie. Can I see your hand? Would you like to open your mic? I'm not sure where Bernie is. Okay, but I've answered the question. Looking for more deals, more leads, and more sales. Michael, again, going back to creating your own community. When you create your own community, you nurture those relationships. That's when you attract business. It's very, very simple. The way I do it is I'm a part of personally 800 plus Facebook groups alone, UK property based. So we go and help people in those groups. So when they write about something, they have a challenge, go and help them and then invite them to our WhatsApp community, our Facebook community, our LinkedIn community, and then also the email database. There's literally a virtual team that works for me that does networking all day long. So there are almost 2.5 people doing full-time, 2.5 people full-time doing virtual networking. Okay. And this is through all the social media platforms. Okay. This is how you generate more deals, more leads, and more sales. However, here is something that most people don't know. There's something called front end, back end. You got to have a front end product. So when you run your ads, that you're able to recoup your money. I'll give you an example. Okay. So let's say when you see this become a certified consultant, this is our front end product where we charge, let's say, £1 a day for the year. That's 365. The cost to us is about £300 for acquiring and converting a lead that eventually leads to signing up to more of our products or services. Either it is a finance product, either it is a JV collaboration or some sort of deal, or bringing some sort of deal on the portal, which will help them sell. So we monetize on multiple levels. But our front-end product is what you see becoming a property certified consultant that allows us to recoup the money for generating leads. Either it is paid leads or virtual assistants doing networking. I hope that answers your question, Michael. That's what I call front-end, back-end. So this is the front-end product, and then we have the back-end products like property finance and JV collaborations, and then we obviously take investors' money and then invest into different projects, and then sometimes use overage, sometimes you use different kinds of creative agreements, finance agreements, to make the gap or the arbitrage between the deals. I hope that makes sense. Please do open your mic and share your thoughts. I'm just going through development sites in Surrey and Nara. I'm working alongside you. I will be able to give more time to deals now. I've just been busy with a bit of personal stuff, but I'll be able to give more time. So I'll work alongside you. Finding these deals is not very difficult, Nara. Okay.
Yes, I think I started to understand the formula.
Getting a gist of it. Okay. So when you watch the video number 44 and 45, You start to get a gist of that from Nimbus Maps, and then also Land Insight, and also the ordinance service site that I shared with you. They're not very difficult. It's more about, see, you gotta understand the numbers. Okay, so when you approach about 100 people, the likely is you're gonna get 1 or 2 saying yes. The question is, are you approaching 100 people? Okay, when you do that, yeah. So if you approach 20 people, don't expect a yes, because you're not approaching enough people. The conversion rate sits between 1 to 3%. Okay, so when you approach 100 landlords, likely is anywhere between 1 to 3 will say yes, depending on your negotiation skills. So you just gotta approach enough people. Okay, so when you spy, for example, if I was to just sit on the ordinance service side and I spend, let's say, 3 hours, okay, I could make a list of 100 sites. Now I go and approach those 100 landlords. Let's say it takes me 3 days or whatever. So it's taken me 3.5 days or 4 days to approach 100 landlords, and then one would say yes. So that's almost like converting 1 deal a week. So if I was doing this process, which I'm not doing right now, but I will be doing, but if I do this process, I'm then converting 1 deal a week. Does that make sense, Anara?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
400 approach, and you will get
anywhere between 1 to 3% is normally the conversion rate.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Continuing to look at the planning of the fees and also to HMO and contacting landlords. Again, Moro, it's the conversion between 1 to 3%. The question is, how many landlords are you approaching? Either it is planning uplift fees or rent to HMO. And also, important thing is, are you improving your pitch? Because if you keep going with the same pitch and you keep getting no's, you're not really optimizing, are you? Moro, Anara, both of you? Okay.
Yes.
So when you get rejected by one landlord, you may want to ask at the end, what was the reason? Just say, look, I'm asking just for feedback. And then you come back and you improve your pitch. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Remember, a 1% improvement in every person that you pitch, 100 of them, pitch 2 down the line, that's 100% improvement.
Right.
Raise your hand if you know what I mean. Only a 1% improvement, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So every time when you approach someone and you get a no, please ask them, can I, just for feedback, can I ask why you took this decision? And you start writing, and you keep writing, and you keep writing, keep improving your pitch till you get to a point. Remember, guys, I've shown you the grow model, so you can see through that. If you don't know the grow model, guys, I'll share it with you in a bit. Okay, I'm just going to go through the questions so I kind of deal with them. Not a problem, Natasha. Najma, hi. Soft skills. It'd be good to know about the agreements for sourcing. Like I said, if you send me a message, Najma, I'll be happy to share. And I'll also share with you a model where you can use overage. I'll give you an example. We did a deal, this was last year, where it came to us at 240. It was a 6-bed HMO, squatters in the property. There was also some problems. It was a rundown property. We actually sold the property at 260. So we had a 20 grand overage. And then we also charged the landlords for selling 2%. That was 4,800. So we made 24,800 from this deal with an overage. Eventually, that person who bought it did a refurb of 40 grand. So the cost to him was about 310,000 pounds. It's now worth about 600,000 pounds. Okay. So these are the kind of deals that sometimes we do behind the scene. They're not very difficult to do. It's just about understanding the deal itself. Okay. And then also understanding the investor's perspective. Okay. How to build the knowledge and confidence in property. Knowledge-wise, Z, please sign up to the 7 days challenge or the 7 days free trial. Literally, it's 190 hours, Z, 190 hours of video trainings. Okay? By the end of it, you will become a certified property consultant. You will know literally everything there is to know about property business. And that's only £1 a day. That's your knowledge. I will cover the confidence. Okay. Here is something I learned, and this is my observation. Okay. When you look at a little kid and he's learning to crawl and now wants to stand up and then wants to walk. Where does that confidence come from? When a kid falls, they hurt their knee, they hurt their head, they don't start telling themselves, oh, you know what, it's too hard, I'm not going to do it. The perspective is that I'm going to keep doing it irrespective of what's happening. How you build confidence is by doing it, even if you have that fear inside you. Okay? Fear is normally nothing more than your mind telling you, oh, something is going to go wrong. Okay? But if you do it with knowledge, you decrease the chances of making a mistake. Not that you won't make a mistake, but you'll decrease your chances if you do it with knowledge. Okay? It's all about just doing it. I literally sometimes look at deals and I'm skeptical. Okay, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, shit, if I sign up to this deal, I could lose. And then I think, okay, let me just do some more due diligence. Now imagine due diligence on a scale of 100%. I get to 70, 80% due diligence, and I go and say yes to the deal. If everything ticks green, okay? But until I have done 70% due diligence, I won't say yes. It's what you call calculated risk, okay? But if there's something called paralysis analysis as well. There's lots of people who will keep doing due diligence and they just never get to a point where they sign up a deal because someone else has taken it, okay? It's about getting to that 70, 80% mark, doing your due diligence, making sure it's a profitable deal, and then just go and do it. Start with a small deal. Remember, you build your empire one brick at a time, okay? You don't build an empire by bringing 1,000,000 bricks and doing it overnight. No, it's one brick at a time. Do one small deal at a time, and then you start to build confidence at the back of that. Don't build your confidence. I also get this a lot where, oh, you know what, do this, keep telling yourself, I can do it, I can do it. I don't believe in that, okay? It's about doing it. So you go on ground, you find a deal, you go and do your due diligence, you go and negotiate, you say yes, you literally start really, really, really small, okay? But you do lots and lots and lots of due diligence, okay? At least 70% is a bare minimum. If you can get to 80 and 90, that's an advantage. If you try and get to 100% due diligence, you'll probably lose the deal to someone else, okay? So confidence comes from nothing more than doing it, okay? Start small, one brick at a time. I promise you, if you can tell from my accent, I'm an immigrant. I came to UK about 24 years ago. I came with £300 in my pocket, okay? And I've built what I've built in my life. I've got a multi-million-pound portfolio, and I have to work 0 days in my life if I decide not to. I have enough rental income. Not bragging, just sharing with lots and lots and lots and lots of humility, okay? Z, I hope that answers your question. I can't see people for some reason.
Jack, can I ask?
Yes, Anara, go ahead.
It will be good if you could explain due diligence process for sites, land sites.
I have done that in one of the sessions. In fact,
yes,
three sessions.
Okay. I will.
One in this season and 2 in the last season. I think 2 or 3 in the last season, but I'll cover it again for you. Okay.
I will. It's in videos. Yes. Okay.
Yes,
I'm doing
yes.
slowly. Yes, I think I will come across. Yes. Okay.
Simon, I think you had asked if the market is flooded with developers, negotiation skills. Suran. Okay. So Suran, there's something called the GROW model. Please write this down. I've covered this in depth, not once, probably more than 10 times in our internal videos, okay? Which you'll get access to in a bit. But at the same time, it's what I call the GROW model. Please write this down. G stands for goals, R for reality, O for opportunities, W for will. Your communication needs to be based on the GROW model. So when you speak with someone, either you're negotiating, you're leading, you're selling, it doesn't really matter what you're doing, your communication needs to be based on the GROW model, which means you ask questions, open questions, based on the reality of a person. So the first question could be, what kind of challenges do you have at the moment in property space? Or what are your challenges? Or, what kind of deal would you like to see? Or what are your expectations in terms of ROI? Or when they give you questions, then you could ask with, why do you think like that? Okay? Depending on the question that they throw at you. So the first stage is to find out the reality of where the person is. And then ask them, where would they like to be? That stands for goals. So R for reality, G for goals. From A to B or from R to G, doesn't really matter which way you look at it. When they tell you their goals, that's when you present your opportunity, as in the sense of your services and your products. And then you ask the closing question based on, would you like to go ahead? Remember, you only want to ask the closing question when you have first built enough trust, build rapport, build trust, matched, look at my hands, matched your product or service with what the investor, developer, landlord, agent is expecting, a good match. And that's when you ask the closing question of, would you like to go ahead? Or would you like more? Do you have any more questions? I tend to ask that all the time. Okay. But your communication, that's either your negotiation skills, your sales skills, your marketing skills, your copywriting skills, your leadership skills, your coaching skills. All in all, they come into the GROW model. Try doing that.
Thanks, Jack.
Every word of communication that I do, either it is my sales, marketing, coaching, leadership, negotiation, every single one of that word is based on the GROW model. There are other models, but the GROW one is the one that I find to be the most effective and most simple. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Surun, to some extent. Again, I've covered the GROW model in so much depth that there are videos of other members practicing between each other so they could improve their negotiation skills, their sales skills. And there's lots and lots of videos on that. You can get access to them. Okay.
Thank you.
How can you buy undervalued property when, so Simon has asked that question. It's when you know how to find deals that are, direct to landlord. I will share it with you. It's all in when you sign up to this, becoming a certified property consultant. You can literally go off the market, speak with landlords, speak with agents, and I can make a list of potential sites. Like I can make a list of 100 properties in about 3 hours. And then you can go and approach those landlords directly. There's literally near to no competition. Okay. I always say, this is very important. Please either write this down, just focus. There is never no saturated market. It's what I call saturated creativity. It's when someone doesn't know how to find a creative way to do something. It's when the market feels saturated. I hope that makes sense to everyone. Okay. When you come across a challenge and when you know how to ask the right questions, coming up with a creative way to deal with that challenge, you'll find that there's never a saturated market. Never is. Okay. Negotiation skills, please, Natasha. Again, your negotiation needs to be based on literally the GROW model. Okay. You want to find out. In fact, let me share with you something that's happening behind the scene as we speak. I was just exchanging emails with an agent. 2 flats in one single house came to the market. I sent back a much lower offer, more like a 25%, about 23, 24% lower offer. he wrote back, no, that's a bit too low. And then I'm negotiating then on an email, not even a phone call, because I've already done deals with that agent. There's some there's some built-in trust. She knows me. She knows who I am. She knows I'm sitting on money. So I'm negotiating the deal, and she's already negotiated 10%. She's already negotiated 10%. I think I can bring her to about 18, maybe 17%. That's not bad. Just through my emails. All I'm doing is putting in a lower offer. I've built the trust first. Remember, that's the first step with the agent. And then I'm putting in the lower offer. And then you put the lower offer and you want to find out what is that landlord thinking. Your job is to find out what is that landlord thinking, what is that agent thinking. Okay, so you ask questions based on that. And your questions can be as simple as, tell us, where do you think the landlord stands? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does he want to complete fast? Or is he not in a rush? Why is he selling? Can you see where I'm going with this? You start to, kind of create a picture of where they are in their journey, their reality. Does that make sense? Okay. All of this is purely just based on the GROW model. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I can think there's probably 20 plus videos. That's 20 plus hours of videos of other members, literally practicing the GROW model between each other. Okay. And then I'm sharing more and more depth into it. When you get a question, there are times when you speak with someone and you just can't get through to them. You really can't get through. Like there's a wall, right? Raise your hand if you know what I mean when you meet some people and there's a wall. Please raise your hand if you know what I mean. Yeah. Here is something that you can do.
Yes.
Keep rephrasing your question with a why at the start in different wordings. So you ask, why do you think like that? Or why are you thinking like this? What's the reason behind it? You keep asking this about 3, 4, 5 times in different phrases. And in most cases, they will at some point give up. But make sure that they don't feel that you're pestering. It's more like a very creative way of asking and trying to get the depth of it. Okay? I call it the 3 whys. Okay? 3 whys and 3 whys. So you kind of remember that, okay? So I've done this a million times in my life, and I would say about 7 to 8 people out of 10, they actually open up, at least to some extent, okay? You really need to get through. Sometimes you do really come across these agents, landlords, developers. They really don't want to open up, but you need to find a way to get them to open up. And I promise you, if you just use these 3 whys in different phrases and different wordings, you'll get a lot of people open up to you. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Try it out, see how it works. Please let me know. Okay. Who will be the exam or certificate awarding body, or the scores are you offering at 365? Najma, PN has started this. It's not a regulated market. Okay, so we are issuing these certificates. I promise you one thing. Okay, we used to charge £12,000 for these trainings. Okay, why am I doing it 365? Purely because I want to collaborate and work with people. Okay, so when you will start watching these videos, and when you will watch all of them, you will come back to me and say, Jack, I think I deserve this certificate. You will come back and you'll tell me. I promise you that. Okay, there's not a lot of things that you can guarantee. This is something I can guarantee on my life. Okay, you literally watch all of the videos and you're like, okay, you know what? I literally know most of the ground that is there in property, and then you'd be able to go to other people and say, I can give you a consultation session. I know exactly the kind of deals you're looking at. I know how these deals work. I know what kind of deals are profitable. You'd be able to see through the deals. You'll be able to negotiate the deals. You'll be able to make them profitable. You'll be able to rinse and repeat. You'll be able to attract more landlords. You'll learn how to create your own community. You'll literally learn everything to be able to build your own property business as well as your own portfolio. I hope that makes sense, Najma. Z, this is a course in and itself, the one which I'm talking about, becoming a certified property consultant. There's 190 plus hours of videos you get to watch. We also do weekly sessions like these ones, where you can actually come and ask me any question you like, and I'll deal with it in as much depth as I potentially can. If not on the session, then I can do it off the session. That's great. Thanks, Michael. How to access these videos? Suran, you'll get access in the group that you're already in. I'll get back to you on that. Z, there are weekly sessions. They're normally every Monday. This week I've done it on Tuesday, but they're normally every Monday evening. Natasha has written, can I have a 3-way call to, struggling to read that. Oh, Natasha, yes, I'm guessing you've written, can I have a 3-way call to something? And I'm struggling to read what that is. Yes, you can.
Jack, I think that's a rent-to-rent deal, Jack. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it keeps, when I scroll down, the message goes up enough for me to not be able to read.
I'll read it for you, Jack. So it says this. It says, can I have
a 3-way call to close with the landlord? Yes, Natasha. Take me on calls. You increase the likelihood of closing a deal. My grow model was good, but I'm nervous reconnecting with the landlord to close. Yes, jump on a call with me. I'll be able to help you with that, Natasha.
And also, Jack, there's a second part as well that says landlord wants 1,500 but can't find tenants.
Can't find tenants. If they can't find tenants, why aren't they? Okay, I'll jump on a call with you. Let me ask them questions and see if I can see through. Okay. All right, guys, that's just answering questions. If you have any more challenges, please do write them in the chat box. I want to be able to see through. Look, I can take lots and lots of stuff from my head. Let me deal with confidence a bit more, okay? I literally come across enough people where when I speak with them, there are lots and lots and lots of knowledge. They watch, taken trainings, videos, so on and so forth, and they still struggle to negotiate deals. Okay? Call it cold feet. You know, when they're sitting right on the edge of signing a deal, they just back off. Or they just struggle to see through the deal enough to see if there are enough profits or not. They're scared of losing money. Genuine reason, not a problem with that. Okay? Look, when so let me give you more background into this, okay? When you do a finance course like I have done, for example, I'm a qualified financial advisor, okay? I don't do regulated stuff anymore, but I'm a qualified financial advisor. You do something called risk appetite, okay? And everyone I would recommend to do a risk appetite on yourself, okay? Either you're a low risk, or you're a medium risk, or you have a high risk appetite. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a low risk appetite, okay? That means you want to do more due diligence. You want to take a step when you know a bit more about the deal, or even being a medium risk, right? For example, I personally have a high risk appetite, but at the moment I am slightly on the lower scale, so I'm between medium and high because I have a young family. So I don't want to necessarily do a deal where I end up losing too much money, which might affect my personal life. So I'm kind of in the middle of medium to high. Personally, I'm a high risk appetite person. And I know this because I have been through literally a qualification of that. So when you speak with a qualified financial advisor, they take you through a few questions. At the end, they tell you, do you have a risk appetite or not? Check it on Google. You'll probably find that, okay? And check what kind of risk appetite do you have and play accordingly. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? There are times when you want to test your risk appetite. But initially, if you don't have enough confidence, you don't have enough knowledge, maybe just take it easy. Only play with your own personal appetite. Let's say if you have a medium appetite or a low risk appetite, just stay around that. Like I said, there's a time to come out of your comfort zone and play with your risk appetite. Okay. Initially, when you're learning and you're playing, like literally you're upbuilding or up skilling up, maybe not, that's not the time to maybe mess around with your risk appetite. Okay. But it's all about investing with skills, understanding, being able to see through a deal. Okay, let me give you another example. Okay. There's a deal that I was negotiating last week and still under kind of a negotiation at the moment, where I did some numbers. I have intimate knowledge of the area. So you got to have intimate knowledge of the area. And I worked out that I can make about 20% return on money invested. Please write this down, because it's not yield. It's not return on money, return on capital. It's return on money invested. That means if I'm investing 100, then I'm making 20% a year. Okay. So I worked out that I can make about 20% return on money invested. And the money that I borrow from an investor, I have to pay about 12%. So the arbitrage, or the gap between what I'm paying the investor and what I'm going to make from the deal is about 8%. Okay. So now imagine on a deal like that, if I'm investing about £1 million, 8% makes it 80 grand. That's 80 grand a year in net income to myself. Everyone with me? Okay. Now, being able to see through a deal like that is important, because if you can't, then you don't know if you're able to go and pick up the money from an external investor for 12%. What if you only make 12%? You're working for nothing. Okay. Or let's say you make 10%. You're going to lose 2%, which is about 20 grand on £1 million. That's a year. But let's say if you make 15%, you'll only make 3%, which is about 30 grand a year. Okay. It's about, and this is a ready-made investment, right? This is not a development deal. This is just a block of flats. Okay. You go, you negotiate, you get it over the line, you give it to a management company, and you can forget about it. That's net rental income in your pocket. That's what I call, or what they call the arbitrage, right? The gap between what you pay the investor and what you can make from the deal. Okay. Likewise, you could look at a development deal. Okay. And let's say it's going to make you 50% return on your money invested. You go and take money from an investor at 12%. Now you know you're gonna make 38%. Let's say it's £1 million deal. 38% is how much? £380,000. Yeah, raise your hand if you know what I mean. Okay, let's say you're making 50% on a development deal. The investment is £1 million. 50% is about $500,000. You pay the investor 120 grand. That's 12%. You make 380,000 for yourself. But what if the deal goes south? Now, let's say you only make 15%.
Oh, yes, I'm on the way.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't get what you said, and I'm not sure who it was. Please do speak up. I think it was Farouk. Farouk? Okay, so if let's say, there's 50% return on money invested in a development deal, and you borrow money at 12%, now you're going to make, what, 38%, which is about £380,000. But let's say now that deal only makes about 50%. You give 12% to the investor, you've only made 30 grand. You've done a development deal, which is going to take lots and lots of your time. So there's a difference between doing a ready-made deal and doing a development deal, because there's lots of time investment into the development deal, but on a ready-made deal, there's only very little time investment. Please raise your hand if you know what I mean. Yeah, I would love to see your beautiful faces, guys. Okay, look at me. I'm growing my beard. My missus asked me to, otherwise she's going to kick me out. Okay, so please, I'd like to see your beautiful faces. And I want to see your hands up. Najma, good to see you. Good to see you, Z. Damir, good to see you, buddy. Raise your hand if you know what I mean, okay? Being able to see through. Now, let me share something very interesting with you, okay? When you look at a buy-to-let, when you look at a rent to HMO, rent to rent, you look at a HMO, you look at a conversion, you look at a development deal, you look at a planning uplift deal, you look at a hotel deal, irrespective of the kind of deal you look at, okay? Being able to see through a deal, that's doing the appraisal. It's not something you can learn in a day, guys, okay? Even right now, I can sometimes look at an appraisal and there's something new I learn. This is after 20 plus years, guys, okay? There's lots and lots of learning there, okay? You're not going to learn all of this in a single day. It's a learning journey and it remains with you for the rest of your life, okay? Right now, even 21 years later of being a landlord, I can still look at a development deal and get to know something that I didn't know. I can still look at a flip deal and still there might be something that I might not know. I own 3 hotels even right now. I can still look at a hotel deal and I might learn something that I didn't even know. Okay? So it's a learning journey and it remains with you for the rest of your life. It's just really, compounded learning, compounded investment over a period of time. Remember, guys, this is something that I want to share with everyone. Right? Again, this is something so important and how people miss this, okay? And how short-sighted people are, okay? Like literally how short-sighted people are. When you learn something today, let's say it takes you, the first deal is always very tough, okay? Let me share with you the first deal so because you can see through the compounding of it, okay? My first deal, 2003, I took a bus from London to Birmingham. I didn't have a car. My car was broken down, okay? So I took a bus. I went to Birmingham to do the viewing. I'm standing outside. There's 20 plus people come to do the viewing for the same house, okay? I'm the first one walking in, first one walking out. I knew nothing about property, like nothing, okay? All I knew was I want to invest. Very buzz market, very booming market, 2003. I walk out, I asked the estate agent, how do I put an offer? He goes, go to our office, give an offer in writing. I took a bus from the house to the estate agent's office. I gave a written, please guys, listen to this, no emails, no nothing, okay? I gave a written offer in their office. I asked them, what do you need now? They go, we need 2 things. We need your solicitor details and we need a mortgage offer. I had none. I took a bus from Warsaw back to London, okay, Middlesex. I went straight into my solicitor's office, found a solicitor on the way, made calls, straight solicitor's office. What do you need from me? I need data, so on and so forth, 3, 4 documents.
How are you?
Okay. I gave documents. I went to the mortgage broker the same day, got a decision in principle. All of this happened in a single day. Okay. And then compounding journey of that has led me to a point where I have enough rental income for freedom of life. Okay. Okay. Remember, compounding works with money, with houses, with wealth. That's equity creation within your portfolio. You buy it, you leave it, you look back at it 10, 15, 20 years later, what happens? Your house has gone double, okay? You bought it for 100 grand, now it's worth 200, okay? You buy 1 a year, 10 years later, 10, okay? You buy 1 in 2 years, okay? 15 years later, you've got 7 or 8, okay? They're now doubling in price. Compounding works with everything. Money, equity, knowledge, health, well-being, everything. Okay? Your experience, your confidence, everything. You just have to have the patience to keep compounding. That's a penny a day. That's one thing every day you learn. That's one thing you go and apply every day. That's one thing you go and try and negotiate every day. That's one step at a time. That's compounding every day for the rest of your life. You look back 15 years later, like I am now looking back 21 years later, I have reasonable confidence, lots of humility, and everything else at the back of that. Okay? It's about having patience. It's not a game of 2 years. It's not a game of 3 years. It's not a game of 5 years. It's a game of 10 years plus. Play the long-term game. Keep negotiating, keep building your community, keep building your contacts, keep doing deals, keep negotiating deals. You strike one today, sometimes nothing happens for a year. Then you come across an amazing deal, and then you go and hit hard. You make £500,000, £1 million, you make £250,000 from a single deal, you take that money, you buy a few more properties, you look back, you're creating rental income. Please raise your hand if you know what I mean. It's compounding every step of the way. Even if you're struggling on the first deal is the hardest. I promise you, second will feel a lot more easier. Okay? That's your confidence. That's your patience. That's your eagle eye view. And that's your eighth wonder of the world. That's compounding. And that applies to everything in life. Okay? What else would you like me to cover? Anara?
Yes, I would like to know more about appraisal. For example,
Appraisals.
I found a few sites.
Appraisals.
Yes, and
yeah, I would say go back to the videos, Anara. I've covered lots and lots of them.
I'm listening. Yeah.
Once you watch a video, don't get me wrong. Once you watch a video, and if there's some sort of confusion, which can be very easily, come back to me and say, I watched this video. Here was the context. Can you give me a bit more clarity? Okay.
Okay. Good.
All right.
I'm listening videos.
Yes. Perfect. Perfect. I'm just going to go through the list and ask questions so I can see through where everyone is. Moro, do you have any questions? I can see you next in the list after Anara, Moro. Z, I can see you next in the list. Do you have any questions? Moro and Z, do you have any questions, guys? Open your mic up. You are muted.
No questions, Jack. No questions. All good. No questions.
Okay. Thank you. Z, your mic is open now. Go ahead.
Basically, I don't own a property, but of course, I still want to get into property. What do you advise? Should I get the residential mortgage first, or somebody like we can get into development or buy to let straight away?
You can get straight into buy to let and developments. Okay.
Okay.
There is no right or wrong answer. It's what I call your personal strategy. No, you don't need your residential to get into developments. No, you don't need your residential to buy a buy to let anymore. Yes, there was a period in the middle when most lenders said if you don't have a residential, you can't buy a buy to let. But they've stopped now. Now you can buy a buy to let without having a residential. Okay.
Do they charge extra interest on it or extra fees, or is same?
Sorry.
If we don't own a residential property and we get into, for example, development or buy to let, whatever.
Is there an extra fee? No, there isn't. There isn't. And also, I would say, Z, if you're new to property, I literally think getting training is essential. Okay, like literally, it's like getting into investment and not knowing where to invest. Okay, so essential to take trainings. Okay, because remember, buy to let is a bad investment. Bad investment. Like there's lots of strategies that you can make about 10 times more money. Okay, why would you invest into buy to let?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Any more questions, buddy? Z, any more questions?
Yeah, something, I like HMOs thing, but where I live is very expensive.
HMOs are not that profitable. I can show you two different strategies which are a lot more profitable. Hotels, okay? And second one is rent to HMO. Rent to HMO is quite profitable, okay? And that's with little money. Even hotels, you don't need lots and lots of money. You can buy a smaller hotel and make lots of money on it.
Oh.
Okay? And these are lease hotels. You don't have to even buy them freehold, okay?
So just like what do you do, like something
Small
like we rent
hotels.
them or
Small
we lease
hotels. Lease them. You can actually lease them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
All
very
right.
quite good one. Yeah.
Like I said, there's buy to let is a bad investment. Okay, there's still lots of people buying buy to lets. I don't recommend people buying buy to let. If you still want to go ahead, by all means, but there are lots of other strategies that you can make a lot more money from. Okay. Farouk, do you have any questions?
Yes, Jack. Actually, not a question at the moment because I'm
Farouk,
driving.
I would like to see your face. I can't see you.
Yeah, but Jack, I'm very sorry. Actually, I'm driving at the moment.
It's no problem. No problem. I can see you now.
Yeah, but I would like to do a comment about your last week's video session. It was the masterclass session about how to make 1K, and it was one of the brilliant sessions. Actually, I did watch the recording, but unfortunately, I couldn't attend the live one. But it was very one of the brilliant sessions I had watched, and you covered all things which related to that one. And I would recommend all the people who didn't watch that session, please do watch that session, please.
Okay, thank you, Farouk. I mean, you will, if you were to watch all the videos, there's about like 190 hours of videos. It will blow your mind on how people like miss opportunities because they don't have enough knowledge. There's lots and lots and lots of opportunities out there. If you just know where to look for those opportunities and then be able to make them work for themselves. Okay. So yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Actually,
thank you.
Yeah, I'm watching those videos one by one every day.
Please. Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
And next one on the list is the Meet. Do you have any questions? I know you tried calling me the Meet. I was just back to back badly. Okay.
Okay, no straight questions now. Actually, yesterday you mentioned, or yesterday or the day before yesterday, you mentioned some lists of properties and stuff, but we can.
So yeah, this is the list that I'm making, planning uplift potential deals for those who are already in the group, the Meet. I will be making one for Ealing, yes, because that's my target area as well. Okay, so the Ealing Borough Council. Okay, you will get that list in this week. You'll get that list this week. Okay.
Okay.
Right,
Yes.
perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the list is Najma. Do you have any questions?
Hello. Yes, I actually put the question on the message.
Okay, let me see, Najma. I can get knowledge, but less confident public speaking. I don't own a property. That's Z. What do you think of the current Labour Party and landlords and the interest rates? I think they're likely going to go down. We are already getting indications. So I got one of the lenders today who has reduced rates. So a 5-year fixed has come down to 4.88 today.
Okay.
Okay, so there are already signs of interest rates going down. Sorry, could you mute yourself if you have noise behind you? And also house prices going down or up. Najma, this is a question for newbies. If you're playing a long-term game, it's irrelevant. Okay? If you're playing a short-term game, yes. I mean, for the next 2 years, the price are going to play up a bit up and down. 2 years later, they start going up, I think. But again, that's a newbie question. Those who are playing a long-term game, I'm not selling anything. I don't need to know if the prices are going up or not. Okay? So I will only find out about all of this when I'm like 70 years old. And if I even at that point decide to sell anything. Okay? I'm not selling nothing. I'm just keeping everything so I can enjoy the rent. Okay? How to confirm a good deal is really a good deal. Suren, you really, like I said, 21 years later, I'm still learning how to appraise deals. Okay, how to be able to see through a deal a bit more. It's one step at a time, 1 point at a time. Okay, in the videos that you will get access to, there are 190 hours. Of the 190 hours, I would say at least 30 hours of those are related to appraising different kinds of deals. Either it is buy to let, HMOs, flip deals, development deals, planning uplift deals. There's all sorts of deals that we appraised through the years since 2022 that we started doing these sessions. So you'll actually get to see those videos, sir.
Thanks, Jack.
You're welcome. Najma, what method of buying would you suggest to buy a LLP or a limited? I normally tend to use limited, Najma. LLP has its own space. That's limited liability partnership. So really, if you're two partners, it's an accountant's question. I just use limited company normally, and I just use share value if there's a partner. But again, I would speak with my accountant to see the difference. I don't even think there's a major difference between LLP or limited company, to be honest, Najma. Again, speak with your accountant. Limited liability partnership and limited company partnership, limited trading, whatever it is. There's not much difference, Najma. Okay, but do speak with your accountant. Like I said, I don't see there's neither a major difference nor does it make any big difference. Okay, it's when you get to the level of, again, sorry Najma, that's a newbie question. Okay, it's when you get to a level where you have 20, 30, 40, 50 properties, and then they start to put those properties into a trust. It's when that's when you'll get a question of LLP and a limited company, and you can always transfer these from one to the other with a gap of 2 years and 3 years and whatnot, and within a trust over a period of time as well, that you don't even get to pay inheritance. Over a period of 7 years, when you start to move properties from your personal name or a limited company into a trust, then there's no inheritance either. So all of these are, like I said, accountants questions and financial advisor questions. I probably know the depth of most of them anyway, but I'd rather not answer because this is all regulated stuff. Okay. Najma, focus on getting deals done. All of this doesn't matter. Okay. How much minimum is needed to invest into a HMO, into a hotel lease? Okay, I got one for £25,000. Okay, I did another one which was another 27,000. I did one which was about 60,000. So there's also, depending on where you take them, what you want to do with it. I remember walking into a hotel where it was in Acton. I think it was like a 23-bed hotel in Acton. He wasn't even asking for any lease money, but he was a bit of a difficult person to deal with. I hope to pay. Okay, so there are times when you can actually find hotels with no lease money down, and they want you to just manage the hotels, and you can easily make anywhere between sort of 10 grand plus just from a single hotel. Najma, that was your question. PPL are doing company-led SPV mortgages. I can't read this. It keeps going up. SPV mortgages, right? I think they are, Najma. I think they are. I can check it for you again. Are you looking to get a mortgage, Najma? Just reach out to me. Send me a WhatsApp message. I'll sort that out for you, okay? Colin, you don't have any questions? Yep. Michael, do you have any questions? Sorry, Z, I'll come back to you. Michael, do you have any questions? Josh?
I have a question.
I'll come back to you. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to go through the list with everyone, then I'll come back to Z and yourself. Josh, do you have any questions? Natasha, Josh? All right, Z, you can throw your questions at me, please.
Just can we get a property on limited company, and can we leave there and pay to the company a rent?
The answer is yes, but you got to have a business. You got to be either self-employed or register a limited company, and then you're doing business on that company, and then company is paying for the mortgage. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the company will pay the mortgage. Yeah.
Yes. So the answer is yes.
The tenant, we will pay to the company. Company will pay the mortgage. Yeah.
That is right. Yes. Okay. Anara, you had a question?
For example, I found a few sites. The second step is to find out who are the landlords, and the third step is write letters to them.
Yes. So I will normally knock the door. If I don't see them, I'll leave a note. I'll write them letters. I'll find them on LinkedIn. Remember, Anara, I said in one of the sessions, it doesn't really matter how you find that landlord. It's about finding that landlord.
Well, but I
So
think,
knock the door.
for example, Sari, it's a big area. That's why I'm not able to go everywhere. Of course, if sites around me, I will myself.
No, so here is how you need to do it, okay? First is to sit down online and make a list of the potential deals.
Yes,
potential deals. What's the point? Now. What's the point of you walking up to a landlord when there's not even a potential deal?
No. First, I have to find potential deals. It's number one.
So make a list of potential deals. Remember, you already have a sheet on Drive. Fill that sheet up and then write down, okay, I knocked the door. In the notes, you can write, I knocked the door. I left a note. I wrote a letter. I found him on LinkedIn and so on and so forth. Okay. Ask the neighbors. Check on Facebook. Check on LinkedIn. Okay.
But if site is far away, I'd rather to find landlord's name, address, and send him a letter.
Yes.
If
you can't
it is
do
far
it
away.
that way, you visit then. So it doesn't really matter how you do it. It's not doing it.
Yes, okay. Knock the door or write a letter.
Yes.
And then the next step will be
write a handwritten note. So Anara, hear me out, okay? Write a handwritten note on a multicolor paper. You can actually pick up multicolor papers, yellow, red, because they are not noticed very easily. So when you leave a yellow, like a small note, they can't miss it.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Good. Yes, and for example, the next step will be I have to check the like how much square meter of neighboring sites, for example.
All of this is a part of the basic due diligence that you start with. So I can, for example, go on the ordinance service side, look at the layout of the potential deal, look at the layout of the next few doors, and this can be done pretty quickly. Like it takes like 2 minutes.
Okay, for example, how much per square footage or meter I can find online, Zoopla or all this stuff within this postcode.
So Google Maps, you can actually, in fact, I did this, I think like a few months ago, and Moro did this like a few weeks ago. We can actually measure a site with Google tools as well.
Measure site.
Correct, yes. What you do, Nara, is you go to Google Earth. You go to
Google Earth.
Google Earth.
Yeah. You pinpoint it and it allows you to measure a site.
That's it. You put in the full address. Once you find the address, there will be a tool on the top right that will literally say to you, measure. And you'll ask you if you want to measure the plot. And it will tell you the size of the plot.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, this is all easy stuff. Like I said, you can use Google tools as well as you can also see from ordinance service site as well.
Okay. Good. I hope this week I will write you and I want like small session to go through a few land sites.
No, not a problem, Manara. Like I said, I'll be working on the deals kind of the latter part of this week, and then you can message me and we can sort something out.
That's great. Good. Because I look at this. Okay, good.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
No problem. Okay, guys. So those who are new here, I hope you enjoyed the session. So Nara is only about C. If you'd like to sign up, send me a WhatsApp message. I'll leave my number in the chat box. It's 07886 962647. That's 07886 962647. Send me a WhatsApp message and I'll send you a link to sign up. You get sessions like this every week. That's every Monday, normally every Monday evening. Today we did Tuesday. Then we have Michael, Najma. If you'd like to sign up, just send me a WhatsApp message. Z, yeah, if the rest of you are already signed up and in the group and are watching videos, hopefully. So yeah, have an absolutely amazing day, guys. And I'll see you
Yes.
all very, very soon. Again, do and believe, or believe and do what helps you progress in life. Everything else is just noise. Okay? Believe and do what helps you progress. Everything else is just noise. Have an absolutely amazing day, guys.
Thank you, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Bye.